Hello YouTube, Scamp the Wolf here, back with another collection video, a CD collection video. And for this collection video, we have 12 Stones. Now, we could get through this very quickly because there's only like 6 albums in here. 5 albums, 1 EP, that's really all it is. And 12 Stones is another one of those bands that like means a lot to me, so yeah, let's get to it. First up, we have their debut album, released in 2002, of course. And this is a good album. Like I said in the Red collection video, debut albums usually aren't the band's best, but they're good. They're still good. It's still good groundwork for the band's future and all that stuff. Like what they would do in the future. Like this sets in stone 12 Stones sound, which is a very ironic sentence. There's some good stuff on here. Broken, that's a good song. Open Your Eyes, Fade Away, Back Up, Running Out of Pain, My Life. That's good. These are all good songs. And the whole album's pretty good. Like I said, it's not their best, but still is pretty good for what it is. That's 12 Stones. Next up is their sophomore release, Potter's Field. And this is an improvement over their previous record. A little bit less post-grunge, or they nudged their way towards a more traditional hard rock sound on this album. Although, like, lead vocalist Paul McCoy was still doing his, like, he still had some of that vocal style, but, like, it was different at the same time. There's a lot of good songs on here, like Shadows and the last song. Those two are worth the price of admission, in my opinion. Those are really good songs. Far Away is good. Bitter, I think, is an underrated song. Then, of course, there's Photograph, which is a single that was on the Elektra soundtrack. Pretty good song. Far Away was also a single, but whatever. Speak Your Mind, Three Leaf Loser, those are good. That's 12 Stones, Potter's Field. Next up is my personal favorite album from the band, Anthem for the Underdog. This is their third album, and this is more of your radio rock, traditional hard rock kind of thing. Now, like, the first 2 albums had more of a post-grunge influence. This is more traditional hard rock, like I said. And it's very good at that. I could recommend pretty much the whole track listing to anybody who wants to listen to this, but like some tracks in particular I'd recommend. This Dark Day, that's my favorite song from this band ever. And the first guitar cover I think I actually did back in the day. The title track is good. It Was You is good. World's So Cold, that's a great song. Games You Play, Adrenaline. Arms of a Stranger is kind of a guilty pleasure because it's kind of like a love song, kind of, sort of like a breakup relationship kind of song. But it's solid for what it is. I mean, like, it's not really a lot of weak edges here. I mean, Hey Love is kind of a weak edge, but like even that song, I mean, like, if you like this album, like, you should probably listen to it. There's also the acoustic Lie to Me, which is pretty good. The original's good too, and so is the acoustic one. That's 12 Stones, Anthem for the Underdog for you. Next up is their EP, The Only Easy Day Was Yesterday. This is their 4th release, their final on Wind Up Records. And originally, this was supposed to be a studio album. But, like, the label wanted it to be an EP, so yeah. Spine, back. Welcome to the End, and We Are One, and Disappear. Those 3 songs are good. Especially Welcome to the End and Disappear. I think they're underrated songs. Very good. Disappear is produced by David Bendeth. who also produced for North Lane, Breaking Benjamin, and Of Mice and Men. So, yeah. Very good stuff here. Only easy day was yesterday. Next up is my least favorite album from 12 Stones, Beneath the Scars. This is my least favorite because there isn't a lot on here that like really pops out at you, if that makes sense. Like, there's not a lot of songs on this album in particular that are like very impressive or anything like that. There's also a couple of like facepalm moments, like tracks on. There's tracks that aren't very good, like for example, Infected, The One Thing. Those songs, no, you don't really have to listen to them. I mean, you can if you want, but I mean, they're whatever. I would have to recommend I'm With You and Pretty Poison. Even Worlds Collide is pretty good on this album, but that's really it. I mean, like it's kind of average quality. Like, these songs are like average on this album. It isn't the worst thing in the world. It's kind of tepid. It's kind of mediocre. So that's Beneath the Scars. Finally, we have their most recent album, Picture Perfect. And no, I'm not going to cover the 2020 EP, Smoke and Mirrors. I don't have that one, and also I don't really care for it. This is their most recent album, Picture Perfect. This was their first album in 5 years. And it's in the lower tier for me when it comes to their discography, but it's still fine. It's still pretty good. It's still an improvement over their last album. You have The Killer, that's a good song, Blessing, Nothing to Say, Picture Perfect, the title track, How Long, Hello Suicide. And then you also have these bonus cuts here, bonus like newer versions of like songs from their previous albums, which are pretty interesting to hear. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for 12 Stones, their discography. And take care. Scamp the Wolf here, and I'm going out.